Hi, it's Josh Goldberg here. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're talking about 10 red flag behaviors, okay? So there are tons of lists on the internet of red flag behaviors of abusive and toxic people. I took a look at it and it was very confusing. So basically, my wife and I have come up with a list of 10 red flags for you to look out for, okay? And these are in any relationships. It could be with friends or someone trying to have a friendship. It could be with a teacher, someone in your religious community, someone in your workplace, someone that you are dating or considering dating. Here are our 10 red flag behaviors, okay? So number 1, they flatter, compliment, and love bomb you when they don't even know you yet. Okay, this is a very common red flag for toxic people when they display some type of flattering or love bombing behavior, and it's normally done way too early, okay? So I had a situation once where someone was telling me how special I was and how much of a special person I was, and I met the person for the first time maybe 10 minutes ago. Okay, and I was like, how do you know I'm a special person? Like, it was total flattery, and the person was turned out to be a very toxic individual. So this is red flag number 1, where they love bomb, they compliment you, and they flatter you when they don't even really know who you are yet in a deep way. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is that you notice them lying to people or twisting the truth. Okay, this is number 2. Toxic people and abusive people tend to distort reality quite a bit. So if you notice someone lying to other people, or if you notice that they've lied to you or they're twisting the truth, this is a red flag for a toxic person, okay? So number 3 is they have clearly misplaced emotions, or they have an absence of healthy emotions. So my wife told me about a case that she had with a client, a female client in her mid-20s, who had a teacher who was an elderly man, and this young lady found out that this teacher's daughter very tragically committed suicide. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, when this young lady started a teacher-student relationship with this elderly man, he was smiling at her and being frivolous and happy and putting on a show for her, okay? So this is a very big red flag, okay? Because where was his grief? Where was his despair? Where was his sadness? Why is he happy? Okay, when his daughter very tragically committed suicide just 2 or 3 weeks earlier. This is a very big red flag, and obviously this elderly man turned out to be a severely abusive and toxic individual. Okay, so clearly misplaced emotions. When society would react a certain way and a person is not displaying the same healthy emotional response or behavior, this is a red flag, okay? So number 4 is creepy or out of place behaviors or signals. Okay, so someone in your workplace or someone that is a friend or of the opposite gender or even the same gender, or a teacher, or anyone that sneaks in a few very creepy behaviors. Could be smiles, could be winks, anything that is out of place. Okay, this is a red flag, because why are they doing this? What are their intentions? It's very suspicious, okay? So this is creepy or out of place behavior. Number 5 is they behave differently with you than they do with the wider public, okay? Or it could be that they identify the relationship with you differently in private than what they do in public. So in the public, it could be a teacher-student relationship, but then with you in private, they could be calling it like a father-daughter relationship, okay? Or it could be that a male and a female have a friendship when they're when they're with their group of friends in the public, and then in private the person tries to be an intimate person with you. Okay, this is a very big red flag when they're changing their behavior and they're changing their view of the relationship in private than how they identify it in public. Okay, very big red flag. Number 6 is they cross into your personal boundaries. Okay, so they give you unsolicited advice, they try and control you or coerce you, try and disagree with your decisions, try and manipulate you with different tactics, okay, including induced conversation, which means that the person just contacts you for no good reason. Okay, I made a video on induced conversation. I'm going to put a link to that video in the description, so go and watch that one. Or the person pretends to share interests with you, okay? So you share with this person one of your interests in life, and all of a sudden they decide that they want to be interested in the same thing, okay? This is a manipulative behavior. This is a red flag, all of these types of manipulation and boundary crossing behaviors, okay? So that's another red flag. Okay, so number 7 is hot and cold behavior. Okay, so my wife described this as the person will test you with being very kind, and then the next time you see them they'll be very cold and bitter and controlling, and you'll never know where the person stands. And this is the way for the toxic person to test how they're going to be able to control you and coerce you and manipulate you, basically using your emotions. Okay, so this is hot and cold behavior. When you find that the person just doesn't have a consistent personality, this is a very big red flag. Okay, because a person should be more or less stable. Number 8, the person changes their angle, or they change the nature of the relationship. Okay, so someone is a friend, or they're a teacher, or they're a work colleague, and they're holding this relationship for a certain period of time, and then all of a sudden they'll change the nature of the relationship on you, and they'll change their angle. Okay, so they'll go from being your friend, okay, so they've been a supportive friend for a few months, and now all of a sudden they want to be someone intimate, or they suddenly spring a surprise on you, and they're changing the nature of the relationship very suddenly. Okay, this is a very big red flag. Okay, this is a deceptive person, a toxic person. Toxic people and abusive people will often try and counterfeit relationships. Okay, so they come in under the guise of a socially acceptable relationship, and then when they're in private or they get an opportunity, they'll spring something else. Okay, they'll all of a sudden go from being a friend to trying to be intimate, or they'll go from being a teacher or a boss at work, okay, and all of a sudden they'll try and be intimate. This is a toxic person. This is a very big red flag for an abusive personality, okay, when they change the nature of the relationship very quickly. Number 9, the person will want you to keep things quiet, and they will try and stop you from communicating with other people about what's going on, okay? So this can either be through hinting or through just direct coercion to try and isolate you and to make you feel uncomfortable to speak out about what's happening in this relationship and the nature of what's going on. This is a very big red flag if someone is trying to stop you from talking to other people about what's going on, because why are they not wanting you to talk about what's going on if what's going on is okay? So that's a very big red flag when they're trying to stop you from communicating and including other people. Toxic people and abusive people don't like other people knowing about what they're doing. So that's a very big red flag. And lastly for today, number 10 is the person's relationships with others seems weird, forced, fake, or just not healthy or questionable. Okay, so when you look at this person's relationships with other people, who are they connecting to? In what way are they connecting to other people? Okay, are they a person that just goes around flattering people and complimenting people all the time? Are their friends, do they seem uncomfortable, like this person is forcing them or coercing them? Are they manipulated, or are they people that don't seem to have healthy sense of self? All of these relationships of this person that might seem out of place, like is the person still connected to old spouses? Are they connected to people that just doesn't seem to be, I guess, legitimate relationships? This is a red flag, the relationships that the person is having, okay? So a very good judge of a person's character is looking at the relationships that they keep. Are they healthy? Is this person just flattering people for forced connections? Are they real friendships? Who are these people? This is a red flag if the person doesn't have healthy relationships with other people, okay? So this was our list of 10 red flags that we come across a lot. If I've missed any red flags that you know about, please put them in the comment section and share them with other people. If you are experiencing any of these 10 red flags with anyone in your life, please feel free to reach out for help and guidance. It's very important to deal with toxic people and abusive people correctly. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content, and we look forward to seeing you in our next videos.